Boston Cannons championship run 2020 season replay brought to you by Suffolk Construction.
Major League Lacrosse is back. Whether you're out sailing a boat, or whether you are ready to make every effort to lift the Major League Lacrosse Championship trophy, the New York Lizards, Boston Cannons get us going in Game 2. Thanks for joining us here at Navy Marine Corps Stadium. I'm Booker Corrigan alongside Hall of Fame coach Don Zimmerman. Coach, what do you like so far about what you're seeing, and how excited are you to have lacrosse back on TV?
I like seeing the game of lacrosse, the greatest game there is. I love talking to the coaches, the players. Excited to be here. The fans can't wait to see the game again after such a long layoff. It's going to be a great day. We've had a good first game. It's going to keep coming.
Coach, put me on that list of people that are excited about this. Let's talk about Dylan Malloy. He's a star.
Dylan Malloy is a star, former first-team All-American from Brown University. Led the nation in assists his senior year. He's 6'1", 200. He has all the tools and will quarterback the Lizards' offense.
Talk about great offense. Who do you like for Denver?
Love Randy Stats, number 83, the attackman, 6-year veteran, coming off an all-star performance last year with 17 goals and 33 assists. Again, he uses his 6'2", 200 frame to counterpunch his defender. He's got great vision, puts the ball on the money.
Today's starting goalkeepers are presented by New Balance, made for lacrosse. Austin Count for New York. Great career in college. And, of course, Nick Morocco will be minding the net for Boston. There's a good look at Austin Count wearing the C. Leadership. Awesome stuff from him out of Penn State. Boston will be wearing the blue dark jerseys. New York Lizards in the white. Temperature at game time, a triple-digit affair down on the turf as we get set for Game 2 of the triple header. Major League Lacrosse has taken every precaution to make sure the players, officials, and all the crew are safe and good. Doug Donovan, Mike McCloskey, Mike Harold, and Jason Parks will be doing the officiating today. A well-officiated game in Game 1.
I thought so. The officials, again, they haven't been out here for a while. Maybe a little rusty, but I thought they called a terrific game, Book.
This is Challen Rogers.
4 months that blowing the whistle, so you know.
Going lefty, coming back righty, pushes it back up top as the Cannons look to attack, can't get it down, and New York puts the ball on the ground.
Nice job by the Lizards defense on the first possession. Book, I watched them practice, and they were the most aggressive team practicing of all the 6 teams that are here this week.
Andrew Pettit shares the ball up top with Justin Ray. Ray with 15 goals, 14 assists in last year's campaign.
No angle shot there.
Yep, no dice on that one.
No, you got to really work for a high-quality shot your first possession. Both teams kind of rush their first possessions. They got to settle down, work for that high-percentage shot. Try to get the first goal of the game.
Boston back on offense. Bryce Wasserman behind. Wasserman, 35 goals a year ago. Ben Spencer. Riley O'Connor looks to get in, shot, rings the iron. Possession gained by New York. And a nifty little underhand pass there. And here comes Justin Ray. Coach, conditioning is going to be obviously a major issue for every team involved in this. What do you like so far? What do you think?
Well, first game, you know, you got the adrenaline pump, but this is a tough venue for these players, 5 games in 7 days. So they're going to have to take care of their bodies off the field, make sure that they get the treatment they need so they're ready each and every time out.
Here is Dylan Malloy. Little trail check, puts the ball on the turf, but New York regains possession. Shot goes wide, shot clock trickling down to 13 seconds as Malloy. Head coach B.J. O'Hara maintaining some social distance and safety with the mask. Support all of that. Then there's a little sloppy pass there to the inside. The Major League Lacrosse made masks with every team's colors and logos, doing everything they can to ensure the players are safe in and out of the bubble, on and off the field.
Major League has done a great job of preparing for this tournament, and they're taking all the safety measures necessary for these players. Player safety comes first.
Challen Rogers with the offering. That's going to be interference with the goaltender. Procedural violation, turns it over to New York.
Right, offensive players aren't allowed to check the goalie stick when he's in the crease.
Yep. Head coach Sean Quirk, great conversations with him earlier in the week and then all day yesterday. New York coming off a 5-11 season last year. They're not accustomed to that as Colin Burke drives, retreats, and now it's Nicky Galasso out of Syracuse. 6th year in the league. Strong lefty, inside feed, bobbled. And so far, Coach, somebody forgot to take the lids off the goal.
Right, they're forcing the ball a little bit. That time, number 7 in white, Andrew Pettit, first year out of Lehigh, had an opportunity, just couldn't connect. These teams will settle down.
Hey, OC, you're good.
There you go. Shot and a goal. Far side on the wing. Mark Cockerton, the lefty out of Virginia, class of 2014. 43 goals last year, no surprise.
Mark Cockerton loves his left hand, and he will shoot the ball from any place at any time when he has his hands free. That time, a real nice job of his teammates setting him up, pops out, gets above the goal line extended, real good angle, and he can rip it.
All right, Springer. Down.
Okay, Blue, to the top hand, back it off, but there we go, perfect.
Almost 5 minutes of play before we get to our first goal.
Blue move! Why?
Good look at
Booker kind of opposite of the first game. The first game, the offenses came out and really took charge early, and then the defenses settled in. This game, it looks like the defenses are ready to play, and the offense need to get settled in, run their stuff, be on the same page, work for the high-quality shots.
one of the things our production crew's been able to do is put some microphones on the officials. So you're going to hear a lot of things. And maybe one thing we'll have to apologize for, but that'll happen. It's been known to in athletics. And there's New York equaling. Goal that time by 22, Brendan Kearns.
Nice job by number 22 in white, Brendan Kearns. Saw the opportunity. Real good first move. That's how he gets his hands free. Fights through the checks, finishes the play. Good strong move by the second-year player from Lehigh.
Major League Lacrosse is presented by Progressive, making it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. Warrior, play to win. Sector Spider ETFs, the next chapter in investing. New Balance, made for lacrosse. Powerade, more power for more. 1-1 your score. Beautiful day here in Annapolis. Brendan Kearns responds in 35 seconds. Coach, what do you love about the way he placed that shot?
Dodging is all about change of direction, change of speed. That time, good first move, gets his hands free, and is able to hold off a strong Zach Goodrich to be able to score that goal.
Facing off for the Lizards, Mark Andrzejczyk 5'7", 175, and for Boston, Kevin Reisman, 5'11", 210. Little size differential, but we've come to know that they don't all have to be huge.
No. Small, quick man can take on a large, muscular man in the game of lacrosse. Lacrosse is a thinking man's game.
Zach Goodrich out of Towson, one of the most heralded short stick D middies in the college game. Coach Sean Nadelin's done a great job. Jack Adams was another protege of that short stick D midi position at Towson. Here's Cockerton, wanting his left, gets it behind. Wasserman, little roll back. And it looks like it's a dodging offense right now. I'm not seeing a play set up. Coach, at what point in the shot clock are you going to call a play here with 20?
Well, I think maybe just the opposite. I think under 20, then you got to go to your one-on-one dodge and hope for the best. But early on, I think it's always better on offense to get everybody on the same page, get a play going, get a flow, and go from there.
One-hander that time by Kyle Jackson, the Michigan grad. And that's fought off by goaltender Austin Kaut. Another shot, goal. Colin Burke out of Utah. Utah, get me two.
Again, when you dodge, it's all about your first step. Make a good, strong move. Dodging is all about opposites. If you want to go left, fake right. If you want to go right, fake left. Nice pass. Just a good, strong left-handed move. Dodging hard. Catches him off guard a little bit. I think they called Boston on a substitution play here. Well-placed shot. Low and away is always a good place to put a shot against a goalkeeper.
One of the things our viewers will notice, and this is something that I'm still having a tough time grasping, Coach, I'm sure you've never coached in this scenario, because of the health concerns, teams are on opposite sidelines. And the way the ball bounces, sometimes you're going to get a huge advantage, and sometimes you might get no advantage, or you might be in a deficit.
Well, it's certainly unique. It's never been, I've never seen it myself, but at the same time, I thought the teams practiced it enough where they're comfortable, and in the first game, it wasn't a concern. Both teams handled it well.
O'Connell, wheels. Wheels. Hey, you're low.
This is Thomas O'Connell, short stick D midi out of University of Maryland. Andrew Pettit, number 7 for the Lizards, and he gets up to Brendan Kearns.
Cannons have a nice veteran defense. They're playing smart. They're playing good position.
Malloy with a textbook inside roll. Then we get a little BTB on the crease.
Big save by Morocco.
This is O'Brien. Pass just out of the reach, and it's going to be a turnover, Boston possession.
I like the way Boston plays defense. They don't throw a lot of checks. They play great position, good communication, and then, of course, they got Nick Morocco to support them when the shot's taken.
Flag down on the near side. Looks like that'll be a slash. Boston looking to double it up by scoring and then maintaining the man-up opportunity. This is Wasserman. Bryce gets up right side. Kaut plays catch with that one. And now we will learn of the foul.
White, 88, slash, 1 minute.
White, 88.
88, white,
8,
slash,
8, slash, 1 minute.
You know, it's good to hustle on the ride, but you got to maintain your discipline with your stick.
Gentlemen, right side.
You see that enhanced audio that we have on the referees. The other thing, Coach Zim, it's a faux pas for attackmen to commit to commit fouls.
Right.
Too far from the goal.
Hustle, but play the bottom hand. When you chase the head of the stick, you're up in the head neck area. If you hit that, you're going to get you're going to get the foul called on you. Play the bottom hand. That controls the stick. Control the stick, control the player.
Challen Rogers across the top. Now he's going to get it down. Skip pass inside. Easy work. Huge dunk right there for Bryce Wasserman.
I like what they're doing on man up, Boston. You know, they just get up in the circle, they line up in the circle, they bang the ball around, they look for the open passing lane. That time, Challen Rogers is a great feeder. Wasserman got in front of the goal, so when he caught the ball, he was in the position to score. A lot of attackmen laid back. Wasserman got up top of the goal, and it was an easy finish. Just real good ball movement. Look away pass by Rogers. Boy, that tells you a player's a good feeder right there.
And just like that, we're knotted at deuces. Back at the face-off dot. I talked with face-off, longtime MLL face-off guy, Paul Cantabene. He said facing off's the longest, hardest 10 seconds in the game, and that was about a 15-second. And that is a grind for those young men.
And boy, that's going to take its toll during the course of a game, let alone the season.
There is your 4-1 advantage in face-offs. High pass. You'll notice they are using that high optic ball. They took away the orange ball, they went with green.
A little lighter than the traditional ball. The players in practice, again, they only had 4 hours to get together out on the field and practice and get used to this ball. Has caused some problems, but they will get used to it as the tournament flows.
Justin Ray hits lunging. Connor O'Hara, 28 goals a year ago. The Bucknell grad. Little dip and dunk right there, Coach.
Connor
Dip, dive, and dunk.
He's a finisher. He's a finisher. He's not a big dodger, but he knows where to get in order to finish the plays. Has the courage to get in front of the goal. Knows he's going to take a hit. Great look by Ray there. Little face dodge, gets underneath.
Playing for his father. I'm sure BJ's thrilled.
It's got to be
the
special.
The way his son Connor executes the 5 Ds of dodging. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. And the pass really led him into that, Coach. You see the team chemistry starting to build. It's early in the week.
Look, good feeders put the ball where the man will be open. They don't always put the ball to the stick. That's called a spot feed.
Yep.
They'll put it to a spot knowing that if the off-ball player can get to that spot, he's got a great chance to score a goal.
Kevin Reisman, face-off guy for Boston, doing some work today. Wasserman.
He's got a good matchup here.
Comes around low-to-low shot. Count's seen that before.
Austin Count is a very, very good goalkeeper. Obviously, he's a vocal leader. He understands defenses, communicates to his team, comes up with big saves, attacks the ball.
Number 15, Steven Romano, short stick D midi, staying out right now.
Burke, switch your Kearns. Kearns, post up over your shooter. Stay there.
Nick Aponte
Stay there,
rolls back behind.
Keep going.
Another low outside shot offered by Burke.
Dylan Malloy is going to take this one-on-one. Watch him coming up the field right-handed and turning around for the lefty.
Oh, a little behind the back feed. A little too low. Unable to be handled. And Boston's Mike Scudin comes up with it. 8 years in the league for Scudin out of Hofstra.
Good first-time ground ball there.
Nice little hitch move, trail check, takes it away. As Ben Spencer thought he might have something here, we're getting back and forth action. Oh, no you didn't! Andrew Pettit from low angle, the rookie out of Lehigh. How you like me now?
Terrific shot. Looks low, gets a goalkeeper to drop. Then he lifts it. Inside pipe, got to guard that inside pipe. Nice job. Goalie's got to cover the inside.
Early in the proceedings, New York doubling up Boston 4-2 lead. Some interesting changes that have occurred, and it's really kind of dynamic. And this, obviously, a whirlwind. Teams will play 5 games in 7 days. They're living in a bubble. They have no locker room coach. We're going to get to that later. The new ball, the high optic yellow, is just phenomenal. And there's your split sidelines. You can see them on the right and the left of your screen. I don't know that that's ever happened in the sport of lacrosse. And then yesterday, Coach, we went to practices and we got to see the new ball. One, with all those little nicks and crannies and rectangles, that ball will curve. I saw it happen. And two, it's a little bit softer and lighter. So the players are getting used to it, adapting to it. And every goalie I talked to, they said, it doesn't really hurt that much. Didn't encourage me to get into the goal, but they certainly have that immunity to that sting.
Well, they're used to taking hits from the regular ball, so anything softer is going to be something that they look forward to.
All the uniforms are made by New Balance, the lightest uniforms ever made by New Balance, and they're called the Shakedown. Don't tell me nothing's happened on Shakedown Street. New York, the face-off advantage on that one. Justin Ray, right-handed.
That time Justin Ray really was just a dodger, really not going for himself. He was just trying to set up the offense, get the defense to recognize him, focus on him, move the ball. Poor exchange, turnover.
And that's a little bit of that continuity that these guys are going to have to continue to develop as the week proceeds.
No data book. I can't imagine going into a season with only having 4 hours of practice on the field. Give a lot of credit to the coaches and the players to be able to handle this. And they'll get better as the week goes on. There's no doubt about it.
This is Stott's two-man game, shot, goal. Challen.
I didn't see it. You got the stick got caught.
Rogers. Worm burner.
Boston loves the two-man game, and here's a great example of it. Stotch with the ball. He's going to draw a lot of attention. Nice pick there by Colin Rogers. Oh, man drops his stick. You never want to drop your stick. If you do, pick it up in a hurry. But good recognition, good finish. Tough play there by Steve Romano, losing your stick. It's like losing your rifle.
Yeah.
If you're a soldier, if you lose that rifle, you got to get it in a hurry.
Anderjack had a chance at that one. But then the long stickman, Scott Corcoran, comes in and gets it for Boston.
Real nice ground ball. Again, first time ground balls are key. The ball's on the ground. You got to get in low, run through the ball with your feet. Don't reach with your stick. Feet through the ball, come out low and away and look to move it.
Good Boston offense, and the pass gets picked off.
Start the shot clock.
This is Aponte. 17 goals a year ago for the Penn State grad. In his 4th year in the league. Colin Burke. Splits right, left, comes, rolls back, oh! Logs on to iStingCorners.com. Get yourself some.
We talked about dodging. The key is running hard, change of speed, change of direction. Number 1, Sean O'Brien, does a nice job of this. Great first move, then turns around and shoots off the spin. Hard for the goalkeeper to track that ball when the shot comes off of a spin move.
Great look at Burke. We're back at the face-off dot with just over a minute to play here in the first quarter. First game of the year for these two guys. We already had Philly against Chesapeake. And the nightcap will be Connecticut against Denver. Quick shout out to the watch party at Paragon Boardwalk in Nantasket Beach. Social distancing, but of course the mascot Boomer and the dancers will be there. They are excited about the ability to have that watch party.
Cross fans everywhere.
Yep.
Boy, they wanted to see this tournament badly, and it's so great that the MLL and the state of Maryland have been able to pull this off.
41!
Governor Hogan was very adamant. He was interested and focused on helping get this here, and he certainly was a cog in that machine that made it happen. Of course, Commissioner Sandy Brown working tirelessly to make all this happen, put it together, get the bubble established.
That's what it takes. It takes teamwork. You know, everybody's got to do their part to make something like this happen. And again, kudos.
More on the game clock.
Coach, now what I need to hear from you is they have no locker room access. And coaches love that big locker room speech. How do you do it?
Well, the teams do leave the field and they go to shade, which is key. You'd like to have a locker room, but as long as you have a place away from the field, away from, you know, all the distractions, and that you can speak to your team with your heart, that's key. You got to be able to tell the team exactly what you feel in your heart.
And what to expect when they get on the field. Give them their little responsibilities, something to hit, you know, a little point for each group, the attack, the middies, and the D. That's the kind of stuff we love hearing from Coach Zimmerman. Hall of Fame coacher.
Got to go to 41. 41.
Little
41.
timekeeper Kate Zahn with a little struggle on the clock. They put 45 seconds on the game clock, 41 seconds on the shot clock.
All right, here we go.
And here is Boston. Ooh.
Boston loves a two-man game.
This is Stotts. I tell you, he's got vision, and the rest of the world has bifocals.
Flag down!
And now we get the flag, comes in a little bit after the shot.
Smacked him right in the head.
And the referee explains it to him quite clearly.
Wait, 3-9/1 minute.
We talked at the top of the show about Randy Stotts. He's a big player. He likes to use his body, get into his defender. Call this a counterpuncher, but how about that strength, being able to get that shot off with one hand?
Keep it, here we go.
Man-up opportunity for the Cannons as Challen Rogers gets it. And now it's on the wing, left side. Rogers over to the Stotts. Inside feet. Oh, great little tick check on the hands. Wow.
Just enough. Best check in lacrosse is the poke check. Again, control the hands, control the player.
Here's Stotts. Rogers, another skip pass. Wasserman, the beneficiary of the last one. And that is it. First quarter is in the books. Look at Colin Burke. You think he's happy to be here? You think he's happy to be seeing lacrosse? We all are. Thank you to Major League Lacrosse for making it happen. Hey now, it is the 20th anniversary of Major League Lacrosse. What an honor to be here, and what an absolute treat to get in to watch some of the great players in MLL history. And you got to start with the Gates. Gary Gate, one of the greatest players to ever play. Twin brother Paul, also phenomenal. Coach, you had to face him in the '89 championship game. What do you like about the way these two guys innovated?
Well, I tell you, two of the greatest players that have ever played. The '89 championship game to this day is still considered one of the greatest games of all time. Dave Petramala, the great defenseman, played Gary. Paul Gate opened up in that game and just had a terrific game. Tough to stop both of them.
It's certainly a nice tribute to them, and it's with a heavy heart we announce the recent passing of their father, as well as their fellow British Columbia native Tom Marachek just lost his father. So some unbelievable athletes
Ball's out.
and greatest lacrosse players. When you start greatest of all time, there's 3 names that are on that list. And we had a quick timeout after the face-off to start 9 seconds into the quarter.
That was a man-up face-off for Boston. And good job by Coach Quirk to call that timeout because he wants to now use the full minute penalty to try to score a goal. Get that man-up unit firing up. They like to start off with a 2-3. They roll into a 3-3, and at that point, they're dangerous.
Chesapeake Bayhawks took on the Philadelphia Barrage earlier. Coach, you were fortunate enough to call that with the great Joe Beninati. What did you like? What stood out?
Well, Andrew Q stood out. He was phenomenal. He shot 100%. And, you know, room and time, his left hand is dangerous, but he also shows that he can dodge and get underneath. Certainly helped Chesapeake take away a 16-11 win.
So they get off to the 1-0 start. Again, playoff seedings are going to be juggled throughout the entire week. But, of course, you know, getting off to that good start. Face-offs now in the game. Boston an 8-2 edge. Face-off, guys, if you're not hardcore, unless you live hardcore. Here is that Boston man up.
2-3-1, they're going to roll into a 3-3.
Brian Cole on the left side, this is Jackson. Challen Rogers. Assisted Wasserman on the first man up going, oh, the stick in the passing lane. Like my friend Zach Colburn back in his Penn days. And, of course, his Team USA days.
Great poke check right there.
And, Coach, you talked about it 15 minutes ago. The poke check's the best check in lacrosse.
Best check in lacrosse. Yeah. Control the hands, control the player. You know, you don't want to be going after the head of the stick. It's going to get you in foul territory.
Steven Romano catches the long pass and matriculates it down the field. There's Nicky Galasso.
All right, Sean, let's go, Sean.
And now they're back with Sean O'Brien out of Bucknell. And he balances the field with Decker Curran, the Michigan grad. Curran battling for his right hand.
Big, strong right-hander.
Set one. Ball.
Dylan Malloy got caught up in his dodge a little bit right there.
Have numbers here if they make one pass. There it is.
And the ball gets back on the turf.
Yes,
What a great gathering for the Lizards. And they go right back on offense. Mark Ellis. Oh, no! Believe it when you see it.
End-to-end action here, Buck. Ball's going one way, and all of a sudden the ball's on the ground. First time ground ball, look up, move the ball. Mark Ellis hustles down the field, puts himself in a position to get a high-quality shot, puts it on the ground. New ball, reacts differently. Tough save for the goalkeeper. Well-placed shot.
Ellis just 1 goal in all of last season. He's one of those guys that I had to chat with at practice yesterday about the ball. Procedural violation on the faceoff. That'll give the Lizards a little make-it-take-it opportunity.
Book, whatever he told you yesterday about the ball, right now he tell you he likes it.
He liked it. He said he's fine with it. Here's Malloy. Malloy guarded by Justin Pugel.
Malloy loves that move, likes to drive upfield right-handed, quick turnaround left-handed shot.
Yep, and Morocco's tracked that all the way.
All the way.
Here is Morocco. Cal Dirth. Shares it with Ben Spencer. And just like that,
Reset!
The New York Lizards put the ball on the ground, and Tommy Wright, rookie out of Penn State. Tommy, tell me you're getting this, Tommy.
Reset!
And they get an over and back violation. And Cal Darth is more than happy to set the offense back in motion. Wasserman with the backup.
Sean Quirk really likes Cal Dirth. Really came on last year, scored some big goals for him. Has been patient as far as being able to play on a regular basis. Good things happen when you stick with it. If you don't get it right away, stay with it, good things will happen.
This is Jackson. Underneath feed. Oh, and it's batted in. Nice play. Heady play by Ben Spencer.
Good example of staying on the ball. Ball goes on the ground, you stay with it, keep your feet moving. Stay with the play. Good job by Spencer. Ted Spencer's his dad, longtime coach at Fairfield University.
Our first
Here we see
half
it again.
Game highlight is presented by Sector Spider ETFs, the next chapter in investing. Nice little hockey type play.
No style points. A goal's a goal.
Yeah. No pictures on the scorecard, right, Coach?
That's right.
New York, another face-off win. They're a couple in a row. Oh, yes! Great play by Mark Andrzejczyk. Second-year player out of Adelphi.
Andrzejczyk gets the ball upfield, moving towards his goal. What I like is he comes down and he turns that opposite shoulder towards the goalie, which allows him to get his hands loaded and release the ball at his will. A lot of face-off guys will come right down the middle with their chest facing the goal. Now they got to load up, and by that time, a defender's going to get them.
And he also, you could see him get his hands away from his body, increase that torque equals force times lever arm. I took physics class. 7 seconds between goals right there.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Set. One move! Move!
Several procedural violations on face-offs throughout the day.
You know, face-off men, they have one job, and that's to get the ball, and they're hungry, they anticipate the whistle, but again, you got to be disciplined. You don't want to give the team an easy possession. Make them work for it.
Oh, great give and go. Hard bounce shot goal by Riley O'Connor, the rookie out of Georgetown. Coach Kevin Warren's got to be thrilled with the way he's representing.
Textbook give and go. One of the oldest plays in the game. When you receive a pass from his teammate, always look right back. Perfect example.
And the dive is legal in the MLL.
Absolutely.
They established a great rule. They sent us the rules, and it was so clearly written. Just your stick or your body can't touch the crease or the goalie before the ball crosses the point.
Exactly.
It's really pretty simple.
Set.
Boston responds in 15 seconds after the 7-second response from New York. And here's a face-off win for the Lizards.
Hold on, he's right here. Right here.
Nice
ground
job
ball.
by Scooten.
Yep. Alex Spring, one of those guys the coach talked about. He just doesn't get enough credit for the effort that he puts in and the leadership skills. You guys are so fortunate to have so many great people of character involved in the sport of lacrosse, players and coaches alike. Colin Burke, patient behind the cage. Shot clock trickles at 30.
One more.
And this is Kearns. Kearns, hard bouncer. And here's Dylan Malloy.
Great
what
look,
a
great look.
feed. That is a phenomenal feed and an easy feed. Well, nothing's easy in this game, but Connor O'Hara, the beneficiary of that one.
Why would you slide to that?
Real nice job by Malloy, again, getting the defense's attention. He gets a lot of respect from opponents' defenses. O'Hara sneaks down the backside, stays in front of the goal, has his stick up, gives Malloy a target. Very important. Let him know where you want the ball, like a catcher in baseball. Show the pitcher where you want that ball. Give him a target.
Side note for everybody listening, live stats are available on MajorLeagueLacrosse.com. Each team gets 2 timeouts per game. So you have to try and use them wisely as we're under the 10-minute mark here in the second quarter. New York Lizards in white, Boston Cannons in the dark. Jackson gets it over. And Wasserman coming out of the box this time. Oh, goodness. Talk about shooting on the run right there. That's acceleration domination.
Again, you know, banging the ball around, making it tough. First strong move, Wasserman. Good strong dodge for his left hand. When you dodge, you got to dodge hard. You can't think, am I going to get open or am I not going to get open? You dodge, knowing you're going to get open. Aggressive, finish the shot, great. Here we have a great example of Malloy driving hard up the field, drawing the defense's attention, and you'll see Connor O'Hara sneak down the backside. Great teamwork. That's what it's all about. Dodge with your head up. Look for your teammates. Off ball, read the defender. Get to that backside. Usually you'll be wide open. Terrific play.
Nice to see the guys developing chemistry so quickly. O'Hara, nice little crease play. Play outside as well.
One move, blue.
You have to be multi-dimensional. In the second quarter, 6 goals, 3 by each team in less than 6 minutes. Here at Navy Marine Corps Stadium, great time to shout out all of our brave service men and women and first responders who have more courage than I do. Boston on offense. They trail 8-6.
Good D. Hold them.
Stotts gets hung up on the island, the 5x5.
Boys. There, Romano.
Oh, and a
Good
big
clean
goal.
hit.
Yeah.
Reset!
Big lacrosse hit.
Oh, sorry, bro.
And now the Lizards back on offense. And here's Dylan Malloy being patient.
We got an old out there. Old out there. Attack 2.
Patience is good in this situation.
Sean, you got a good matchup, Sean.
Here's Nicky Galasso.
Get everybody on the
Match
same
up with
page.
one.
Communicate what you want to run. Run your offense. Look for your opportunities.
Sean O'Brien with a good run at his man. Comes out righty shot. Handled by Morocco.
Yeah, boys, that's you. Come on, Andrew.
Ground ball scrum, hop and sloppy mess in front of the Boston bench, and it ends in a Boston penalty.
It's going to be a trip, Buck. Wasn't intentional, but that doesn't matter. A trip is a trip.
Yep.
23 blue, 23 blue. Trip, 1 minute.
It's all about the ground balls in this game.
23. Trip.
This time there's just a great ground ball. Running through the ground ball. Unfortunately, unintentional. He was tripped, but a trip is a trip.
New York goes on the man advantage. Nicky Galasso will put it in play.
Start off in a 2-3-1, watch them roll into a 3-3. Most teams do something of this nature.
Aponte shares it with Justin Ray. Now it's on the far left side with Galasso. Here's Ray. Inside feed. Goes awry. Great ground ball. You talked about him, Coach. And there is Zach Goodrich.
Zach Goodrich was the 2019 Lieutenant Donald McLaughlin award winner for the outstanding midi in Division I lacrosse. I don't know if that's ever happened where a short stick defensive midi has ever won that award.
I think Jim Busick wasn't a short stick D midi, but I think he had the fewest goals of any guy. He won it in 1990, 91-ish. But Buse could play both ends of the field, and I think he had 19 goals in the season.
Two-way midi.
Cal Dirth out of Boston. Shot goes wide.
Blue right here, blue, right here.
Randy Stotts set to inbound. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Booker Corrigan and Don Zimmerman bringing you the call. Thanks for making us part of your sports viewing day. And are we going to call that a push? They are not. There's no bailout there. Coach Zim, in your opinion, did he get pushed into that crease? Or?
I think that's a good no call.
Okay.
He had committed to go in that direction. The defender just rode him out.
You got another, you got
And I think the officials made the right call on that play.
Colin Burke and Decker. Curran from distance.
Ball. Fine ball.
And a nice little eef of the ball up the field. And here comes Boston. Cannons. Trailing 8-6. In the first of many games they will be playing in the next several days. Riley O'Connor now.
Hey, Randall, go. Back.
Feed into the middle. And Ben Spencer comes up with the loose change. Spencer behind. Oh, what a great dodge. Talk about quicking somebody. Bryce Wasserman just caught that ball with his feet moving, his hands free. If you don't think that's awesome, you need awesome lessons.
It's all about moving your feet, Book. You keep those feet moving. You never stand still. If you're standing still, you're not doing your job. Meets the ball. The defender's going away from his running. He meets the ball. Now he's separated from the defender. Really good for young players to see that. Keep those feet moving. Meet the ball. Don't wait for the ball to come to you. Go get it.
Defense is going to tell you who's going to be able.
And I got to tell you, I think Austin Count is a fabulous goaltender. He doesn't have a chance on that. I mean, that guy's coming around the cage full speed and nobody's checking his hands. That's gravy.
Mark, there we go, Dick.
Nice ground ball pickup. Cannons on the break. Oh, backside feed. Whoa, what a save. Not up in here.
Well-timed comment about number 14 in white.
Yeah,
That's a heck of a save.
Shot goal. Oh, goodness, Colin Burke.
No, but you don't need the extracurricular stuff.
Not enough
Yeah, but
O's
you're
and
right
rip
here,
to describe that.
Yeah, let him play.
Colin Burke, he's deceptive. He's got deceptive speed. He's got great.
Yep. Let's look at
Great
this
IQ.
save, Coach. Let's look at Austin Count
Well,
slam the door.
it all starts with the save. I mean, phenomenal save. Coming across the goal mouth, gets a stick there, starts the offense. The offense starts, and then Burke, I'll tell you what, opportunistic. No one slid to him. The defense wanted to hold on their attackman, steps up and rips one right-handed. Smart, intelligent player.
And that save that Austin Count made, that was not on me. That was on Mark Cockerton, whose father, Stan, was one of the great players in NCAA history down to the NC State days before they ended it. But Wasserman,
Hang on.
two goals in a row for Boston. 3 total. And your faceoffs doubled up there. Boston 12-6 with the advantage.
Possession's the name of the game.
Brendan Kearns out of Providence College. His second year in the league.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, have some. Oh, and the
Could be
hit.
a late hit there.
Nicky Galasso. My man Ty Sanders identified him as a star in the making when he was in 9th grade.
Immediate timeout.
And let's take a look at this, Coach. This is Nicky Galasso unleashing anger.
Starts
Gets the
with a
pass.
strong dodge.
Yep.
And he just lets it rip. The late hit could be called a dead ball foul. go back to that goal. This has been called a dead ball foul because the hit happened after the ball crossed the goal line.
Oh, and you can see it clearly does. The ball's in the net and they haven't made contact yet. John Yazzo Scaparata.
Now what's going to happen here is because it was a dead ball foul, there's no face-off. New York will get the ball with 1 minute to work their extra man.
Here's Malloy. Justin Ray, top center. Malloy feeling it, hits a leg on the way through.
Find the ball, guys. Find the ball.
Morocco trying to scrap it out of there.
Seven White stepped in the crease.
And we get a crease violation. Andrew Pettit.
Flag down.
All right, here we have simultaneous fouls. After the play, both players will be sent off for a minute. Both will be full-time served.
81 blue, unnecessary one. Stays blue ball.
Doug.
No.
So again, simultaneous fouls after the play. Both players go off for a full serve time minute. The ball will be rewarded to Boston because they were entitled to the ball before the fouls occurred. Both teams will be playing 5-on-5 for 1 minute.
Here is that scrap in the middle. There's 88. Malloy getting pushed around a little bit. Fouls on Connor O'Hara and Matt Gilray.
Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
They're sorting it out.
You're down 1, they're down 2. There was 1 minute each on the third.
Boston technically
Well, because
still a man down.
Exactly. Now they're down 2,
Hey, what's left in the
so they'll be
first
playing
penalty?
5-on-4 basically.
Sir, timer. What's left in the first penalty?
Because you have some left on that
Simultaneous
first
foul, because
penalty.
we're spot of the foul.
I would say it's still
Spot of
good
the foul.
40 seconds.
If you were getting,
Referee's working out some first game jitters.
How much is left on the late hit? 39 on the late hit.
39.
Correct.
Watch their offsides here.
Jason, let's go.
39 on the first one, guys.
So we cleared up. They ascertained 39 seconds left. I don't know if Judge Joe Murphy was called to the bench to make that ruling, but they squared it up.
Boston has to be careful not to go off sides here. Always have to have 4 men back on your defensive half, 3 on your offensive half.
And they only have 20 seconds to get the ball over the midfield line.
Reset.
Good luck, Cooper.
Nice scheme there by the Lizards. They rode that well, understood the situation, forced Boston to throw the ball out of bounds. Good coaching.
Nick Aponte now settles for the New York Lizards.
Now New York's up 5-on-4.
Justin Ray carries, gets it to Aponte. Dylan Malloy has some. Spin, shoot, bringing it, slinging it, stinging it.
Good awareness by the Lizards offense. They knew that they had maybe 10 seconds of being man up, and it's always better to be up 5-on-4 than 6-on-5. Do a nice job of moving the ball. Dylan Malloy gets himself open inside. When you're man up, you always want to give that inside a look because that's your best percentage shot. Nice job by the Lizards on that peculiar play with their man up team.
And now each team is still down a man.
We are even 5-on-5, guys. 15.
15 left in the simultaneous.
Reisman with the face-off win. Those guys have been warriors here in the first half. Outside shot.
Two-pointer.
Oh!
Two.
I heard that whistle. Tell you what, you get that long stick winding up and hitting the cage, it's going to light up like a pinball machine and pay off in silver dollars.
Real good awareness by 26 in blue, Scott Corcoran. Kept both his feet outside the line.
We've got to have possession so the penalty expires.
Good awareness. Boy, when those long sticks wind up, the goalies, they get a little tense because it's tough to track that shot coming out of the long stick.
3 seconds. I want your top hand back up a little bit.
No, we're 5-on-5.
Blue, I want you to slide towards the white bench. A little more. Good.
Scott Corker, number 26 for Boston. 4 years in the league out of Merrimack.
Wait.
Playing the wing on faceoffs, and Reisman again. A little over the head check attempt. Protects his stick well.
Teams are at even strength.
Randy Stotts, great lacrosse IQ, knows to settle things, get everything established. Challen Rogers wants it on that wing, but they push it off the other side. And this is Cockerton.
Wants that left hand.
And they're going to reset to the shot clock.
Love how Austin Count attacks that shot.
This is Jackson. Wasserman, 3 goals already today. And right away back to Jackson. Double coming. He senses it, moves it. Challen Rogers gathers. Now it's Wasserman, has his pass knocked down. Coach Zim, I've seen more passes knocked down today than a game in a long time.
Great stick position by the defense. Get him up in the passing lane.
Under 2 left in the first half. Lizards up 11-9. Booker Corrigan and Don Zimmerman. The Hall of Fame coach out of Johns Hopkins and, of course, UMBC.
I think Kearns going to want a right-hand drive here.
Pushes it behind. Nice handle on the end line and then a far skip pass. Here's Malloy.
Great,
oh,
one more.
Ball back on the carpet, gathered. And that's a pass. Another flag. It's like Bastille Day out here. There's flags everywhere.
Well, they're going to call a high hit in this situation. The referees do a good job of protecting the head and neck area.
81. Yeah, absolutely. A1, legal body check. 81 blue, 81 blue, illegal body
New
check.
York
1 minute.
going back on the man up. Here's a look at it.
We'll see it again.
Hey, hold on. I'm not going to argue with you.
Up in there in the head and neck area. Got to stay low. Referees are going to call that every time.
Yeah, they have to protect the head. With it, the last 5 years, it's been a huge point of emphasis in every contact sport: ice hockey, football, lacrosse. If your elbow comes up like that, you're probably going to pay a price.
And you should. I mean, you have to protect the players.
Goalie right here.
Come right.
Justin Ray initiates for the Lizards. Nick Aponte back to Ray. They're circling.
Here we go.
Ray's a good quarterback in this 3-3. Plays out top in the middle.
As long as you stay stick.
Justin Ray at University of Albany.
Tip.
And that ball was tipped, and we're going to maintain possession, but only 26 on the shot clock.
You hear the coaches yelling, move the ball quickly. You can't catch it and look. Catch it and look. Just keep the ball moving, get the defense moving. The shot will open up for you.
Oh, Hooper drives the boat, Chief. Talk about getting your hands free. Nicky Galasso. Goodness.
Well, we talked about the Lizards man up. They were catching the ball looking. You just got to move the ball and good things will happen. Here's a great example. Ray steps up, draws the slide. Galasso gets his left hand free with a good angle. Finishes the play. That's how a man up offense should operate.
we go, A-Shot! Yeah.
Straight up, guys.
That'll come now. Next time that'll come because they're gonna press that on me.
You can really hear those referees talking with that added audio.
Yeah, you got it too. You mark. Hey, all right.
20 seconds left in the half.
Look at Mark.
Time to go to the goal. Time to go.
Look at Mike. Look at Mike. Look at Chris.
Shot goes 6.4 left. And it's Boston ball all the way at the end line. 6.5, they throw it away. So here's one, coach, 2.4 seconds, maybe not enough time to score a goal, but you can draw a foul.
Well,
Throw it into the crease.
Screen the goalkeeper, shoot the ball.
Right here.
And as long as it doesn't touch an offensive player and it goes in, the ball's been released. It's like basketball.
Back
The
up.
clock expires when the ball has been released. You let the play continue.
But you can also get a draw foul.
You can.
Yeah, so that was a great half. 12-9, Lizards in the lead. First game for both guys. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get Coach B.J. O'Hara in a moment's time. Good look at his son, who's had a nice first half here. Connor O'Hara having a nice job. A lot of scoring after a slow start, Coach Zim.
Well, again, these teams have had 4 hours of practice. Nothing you can do about that.
And I see Coach O'Hara putting that headset on. Coach O'Hara, can you hear me up here? It's Booker Corrigan. You good?
I'm good. I'm great.
Right on, man. How do you feel about your team chemistry right now? You guys coming together nicely?
Yeah, they're playing loose, playing with a lot of confidence on the offensive end. We're doing, for the most part, a pretty good job against an awfully powerful offensive Boston group. So I'm pretty happy. We gave up a softie there when we knocked it in, and I think they got 1 or 2 man up goals. So other than that, we're doing a good job. Ben Randall's really holding Randy Stotts down pretty well.
Coach, thanks so much. Good luck and have fun in that second half, my friend.
You bet. Thank you, guys.
Some good insights right there. Coach Zim, what do you anticipate? Any changes you think are going to happen for that Boston team?
Well, they'll talk about some things, maybe make a few minor adjustments, but right now they're rolling. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
12-9 your score. The city of Annapolis, the host, and of course we are inside Navy Marine Corps Stadium. Thanks for joining us, Booker Corrigan, alongside Hall of Fame coach Don Zimmerman. Halftime stats are brought to you by Warrior, and just like the rug ties the room together, halftime highlights and stats tie the game together. Look at that. Shots fairly even. Shots on goal fairly even. Saves, coach. Saves and face-offs, huge difference.
And 2 big elements of the game. New York definitely has the advantage in saves. Austin Couch really come up big. Face-offs, 2-1 really, but New York has had several illegal procedures, which is really hurting their face-off percentage.
Let's get right into the highlights. Slow start, then heated up, just like the song Hey Jude.
Colin Burke, I tell you, he's proven that he can go lefty and score. Now he rolls back and comes righty. That makes it tough for the defense to figure out what he wants to do next. Real nice save by Austin Count. And here it comes again. Little look off by our man Burke. Steps up and takes another.
Coming up, we're going to have a chance to talk with Coach Sean Quirk. And here's your 2-pointer. Two. Great 2-pointer. That's kind of keeping Boston in the game. We are going to get a chance to catch up with Boston coach. What'd you like about your team, and how are you going to change things in the second half?
Yeah, that first half, we weren't able to string along 2 or 3 consistent plays on either end of the field. The 2-pointer by Scott Corcoran, thought that was going to give us a little bit of juice. On the defensive side, we just got to make some consistent stops, limit New York's transition. I think 6 or 8 of their goals are in transition. Obviously, that one off the face-off, so we got to limit transition the second half.
Overall, Coach, you think guys are ready to come out and maybe make a few changes?
Yeah, absolutely. That first half, we did make some adjustments at halftime on both sides of the ball. Our guys are ready to compete and get after it here.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Nice shot of the marina at Spot Creek. Some folks enjoying the day. A lot of folks enjoying great lacrosse, brought to you by Major League Lacrosse. Major League Lacrosse in its 20th season. What an absolute treat. The hard work of so many people getting us the ability to have some fun watching some of the best players on the planet. Boston taking on New York here in the second game of a triple header. Boston wearing the dark blue with white numerals. The New York Lizards in their white with dark numbers. Good look at Bryce Wasserman, who had himself a decent first half. Coach Zim?
I would say so.
Face-off, guys. A lot of violations there in the first half. Procedural. Now, one of the stats that stuck out really was the 8 saves for New York and only 3 saves for Boston. See if they can't flip the card on that one. New York comes up with the first ground ball. Peter Welch. Boy.
Right in front of the official.
Yeah.
He's going to call that. You can hear it from up here.
You're going to get a trip to the sin bin for that one. Here's Colin Burke.
This is a free possession. You want to really work for that high-quality shot.
Brendan Kearns, don't know if that ball's going to make it all the way to the sideline. It does not. Andrew Pettit gathers it, and now it's going to get... Oh, what a save!
Ball still in play.
Yep.
81 blue slash 81 blue. 81 blue slash 1 minute.
Matt Gilray, the Bucknell graduate, been in the league for 3 years. He does as a defenseman, long stick midi. He's got 4 goals and 3 assists last year. He's got a minute penalty time right now.
Gilray, 1 minute for slashing. Cannons penalty, Gilray slashing 1 minute.
Nice little save, the defenseman. That's a skill, and I'm sure Coach Zim, you guys practice that.
Practice everything. You got to practice every situation so your guys are ready for it. If you don't practice it, you can't fault them for not making the right play.
Nice hard shot by the New York Lizards. Their man up was 2 of 3 in the first half. Boston's 1 of 2.
Both units doing a good job.
Yep.
Again, it's all about moving the ball. Don't catch it and hold it. Move it, bang it, bang it, bang it. Get that defense moving.
Malloy, Justin Ray, and Nicky Galasso playing some catch up top.
Got to move off ball to establish that passing lane.
Very mobile 3-3 right now. Dylan Malloy. Shot, nice save by Morocco. Body save.
White slid in the crease.
Crease violation will be procedural. Just simply turn the ball over. And here comes Boston. And they simply clear towards their own bench. You know, that's one of the things I've noticed about the opposite benches is that they seem to clear towards their own bench and away. Also, conversely, that's away from the other team's bench.
And during the practices, that point was made.
Yep.
And the players are following the script, and they're clearing the ball successfully.
Yeah, Mark!
Ball pops out of the stick and is gathered by Cout, who ladles it up to Thomas O'Connell. O'Connell playing and number 77, Ben Randall, out of Ohio State. Great defender for Coach Nick Myers. An error.
Book Ben Randall last year. 32 ground balls, 19 calls, turnovers.
That's what we're seeing a lot of it. There's talk about a sniper pick. Mark Cochran, 43 goals last year. If you can ping that lower corner like that, you're gonna you're going to notch double-digit goals quite frequently.
Mark Cochran
All right, I
does
heard
a
you
great
first
job
3 times,
of
okay?
knowing where to get. Knows how to get open, and he frees up that left hand. That time, a really nice pick was set down that freed him up on that pop out. Bryce Wasserman.
Assistant number 18, Tim Edwards.
Way to work together.
Tim Edwards gets the assist. He had 11 assists last year. He's out of Canisius.
Blue slightly towards the bench. Your bench. Thank you. Straight up. Set.
Anderjek and Reisman going back at it at the faceoff dot. These high-scoring games really tax your faceoff guys through the course of the afternoon. A hot midsummer day here in Annapolis. Great ground ball pickup by Scott Corcoran.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Hey, why was it spring out there? Good, he was supposed to.
And Cochran settles. Here's Randy Stotts behind.
Randall.
Takeaway check by Randall.
Good double team.
Great time
Ball's
to
loose.
double.
White holds him. Blue ball.
Reset.
Reset it.
Randy Stotts is starting to push it, press it a little bit. I think he needs to draw the attention of the defense and then make the hockey pass. Don't look for the goal or assist every time you have the ball. Be willing to just give it up and let your teammates do the rest of the job.
50 seconds in the shot clock. Shot goes wide. Coach, you referred to a guy being a counter puncher when he's dodging. Explain that for our viewers.
So a counter puncher is a guy that's not going to beat you with speed and quickness. He's going to get into you and challenge you physically and wait till you make a mistake with your position, and then he's going to try to take advantage of it.
One-handed pass attempted by Stotts. But now some great riding effort by Boston. Puts the ball on the carpet, and Mark Ellis now battling for it.
Got to have two hands on that stick. Doesn't matter what level you play. 2 hands is going to get you the ball.
Great ground ball by Cal Darth. And now Cochran looks to ladle it behind to Stotts. Here's Cochran. Cross crease feed. And again, pass picked off.
Right now, Buck, Boston, they're down by 2, but they're starting to press a little bit too much. There's plenty of time in this game. Just bang the ball around. Work together. Again, work for the high-quality shot. They're pressing.
Acres of time remaining. No need to press, no need to force. Yeah, and you're exactly right, Coach. They're playing like there's 3 minutes left. There's 9:40 left in the third quarter. But they'll get in, they'll settle in. Nick Aponte for the New York Lizards. Going on an invert. He's being minded by Ben Spencer. Spencer, a nice two-way midi.
Sure is.
Matt Gilray comes down. Cochran wants some. Cow goes down low. High pass.
Reset.
And it's
Blue
off.
ball, right?
You heard that hit.
Guys right there.
And it was a clean hit. Lacrosse is a collision sport.
I tell you what, the Lizards are gonna lobby hard because it's on their bench side. So I guess that's one of the advantages of those split benches, coaches. We haven't talked about your ability to lobby. Let's take a look at this as they come in. There's bodies flying. Back at Navy Marine Corps Stadium, approximately halfway through the third quarter, 12-10 your score. New York Lizards in white, Boston Cannons in blue and red. And an absolute speed dive. Great acceleration by Colin Burke. Unable to convert.
Number 7 in white, Andrew Pettit, did a nice job of drawing his man away from Burke's dodging lane. His man decided to stay with him. That opened up Burke to go in and try to dive.
Nick Morocco very efficient on clears this afternoon. Two-pointer attempt by Challen Rogers. Bryce Wasserman with the backup. Here's Cockerton. Surrenders it to Stats. Stats double team. They are doubling him early. Obviously a strat. Oh, goodness. Cockerton unleashing anger.
Nice job by Stotts. Again, if you have the ball, you have to dodge with their head up, look for your open teammates, and your teammates have to move for you. Everybody's got to keep moving to try to get open. That time, Stotts finds Cockerton inside, and boy, when he gets his ball in the stick, it doesn't stay in there long, and that's a nice job. For you young players, get the ball, release it. It's tough for the goalie to track that shot.
There is Randy Stotts, nice feed. And Coach, you hit on the point that I loved hearing about catch and release. Nothing wrong with catch and release.
Set. Goalie has trouble tracking the ball when it goes from one direction to another in a hurry.
No, no.
Great ground ball. And the Lizards look to press. Peter Welch, number 71, doing a nice job helping out on wings, and now it's Nick Aponte. And coming up next at 7 p.m., it's Denver against the Connecticut Hammerheads. But again, the focus of a lot of folks right now on the Paragon Boardwalk at Nantasket Beach, the watch party for the Cannons. And stay where you are. It's going to be the first game in Connecticut Hammerheads history. And Don Zimmerman and I will be on the call. Coach Zim do a triple duty inside feed shot goal. Now you know why Dylan Malloy was so great. He has that inside roll. He drives up into a great position, and he can finish.
Inside roll is a great move for an attackman playing behind the goal. But again, in dodging, you have to change your direction. Dodging is all about opposites. If you want to inside roll, your last move should be strong up the field to get that defender up the field, and then he feels the body, comes in, and is willing to take the hit and pay the price for a big goal. Great inside roll.
Gave his defender a little tap, like, "Hey, thanks for coming at me so hard," because that's what he is using. Dylan Malloy's driving up, planting, using the defender's momentum against him.
Smart player.
White, move first. White.
New York picking up another face-off victory. And this is Brendan Kearns. Quick double by Boston, and now we got some ball movement by the New York Lizards. Inside save, rebound. Bobby Benson would be proud of him. Bobby scored more trash goals played in this league for a long time.
Connor O'Hara, terrific goal ball player, plays on the inside. Part of your job as an inside player, if there's a shot on the goal, you crash, like crashing the boards in basketball and trying to get that rebound. Here's a good example. Keeps those feet moving. There it is.
Our second half highlight is presented by Sector Spider ETFs, the next chapter in investing. 14-11 now, New York Lizards. 2 goals in 23 seconds for New York. And a face-off win for Mark Anderjack out of Adelphi. Oh, inside drive into the cage, long stick.
That's Alex Spring. You know, he was not on the wing of a face-off a couple minutes ago, and boy, someone caught some heat for that because they want him on the wing every single time, and you know why now. He can get a ground ball.
Burke, go back there, Burke.
Head coach of New York, B.J. O'Hara, and one of his great assistants, Ted Garber. Ted's been in the league 20 years, as long as it's been in existence.
You know, Book, we're starting to see some passes and shots go wide and sail on, and we talked about that at the start of the show. So, again, new ball, players have to get used to it, and they will, but you can see it. It's happening, you know, quite frequently now, to tell you the truth.
Great diagonal pass. Cockerton's shot goes wide. New York lobbying for that to have been called a pass, but it was clearly a shot. And here's Challen Rogers. And now it's behind with Stotts.
Got a good matchup, short stick. He's going to take this every time.
That's it, Romo.
Inside feed behind the back. SC top 10. How do you like that? That is Kyle Jackson making it look easy.
Off-ball movement. You know, the player with the ball, he's got a lot on his plate. You got to move off ball. And the way you move off ball is you read your defender. For you young players, don't stare at the ball. Read your defender. When he turns his head, make a move. But this is just real pretty lacrosse. So look at that finish. That's a Canadian influence.
Stotts with a pinpoint feed. And a great finish on the inside. Putting goaltender Austin Cat, you're not going to save that. I mean, if it hits you, you're going to get credit for a save. But you're not going to anticipate where that's going.
Set.
Nate Farrell taking this face-off. 2-year player out of RIT. Farrell giving a little rest to Reisman. And just like that, New York comes away with the face-off and a little fast break out of the deal. But Nick Morocco slams the door on that, and here comes Boston.
Once again, Alex Spring, number 92 in
Christmas.
white, comes up with that ground ball.
And there's just an example of the ball sailing. But the ball may have sailed on that one, but Coach, look at this little feed, and a nifty little backhander. Beats him stick side. You don't have a chance on that. This is beautiful lacrosse, the best in the nation. 14-12 your score here at Navy Marine Corps Stadium. Good look at Mark Cockerton, the UVA grad, finishing plays, and he's a cog. He knows those hockey assists, Coach. You like the way he's playing today?
I love the way he's playing. He's a sniper with his left hand, but he also knows how to set up his opponents. He's a real team player. I tell you, he plays a lot like his dad, Stan, who was a great player at NC State back in the late 70s and early 80s. Chip off the old block.
Yeah. There's so much talk about growing the game right now and what schools, what colleges might have the opportunity to add varsity lacrosse like Utah just did. It'd be interesting to see how that evolves in the coming years. Obviously, the COVID scenario has campuses closing, and we're praying for everybody to stay healthy, wear your mask, apply social distancing. Common sense is the rule, and just be ever fearful that you don't want to pass that virus on to somebody who might have some kind of air.
And like a lacrosse team, everybody's got to be on the same page with this. You can't have some people doing it and some people not. You all have to be on the same page.
Morocco with a great save. And here comes Boston. New York thought they were offsides and continued to push the ball there. Mike Scudin out of Hofstra. Head coach Seth Tierney at Hofstra says nothing but great things about Scudin and his ability to play position defense, yet run and transition. Jackson thinks about it. Now it's Wasserman. Goes to his left, pushes it behind, and again, a pass knocked to the turf. Oh, and an errant pass. He couldn't get it over to Cockerton in time. You viewers are the beneficiaries of our enhanced audio. You hear that reset, that is the officials commanding the clock operator to reset the shot clock. 60-second shot clock. You have 20 seconds to get the ball over the midfield stripe.
Reset!
Saved by Morocco, and he will retreat out the back. And this is Scott Hooper.
Decker, stay on.
Yep. And the New York bench is right. They were off. One guy stepped off by, took one step off sides.
Officials going to let that
Yeah,
go
he's gonna,
sometimes. Not that he did it on purpose, but what officials do is they count forward to see if they're offsides versus to look back. So if they see that there are, let's say, 7 men on defense, then that's how they determine the offsides.
Right. Ooh.
Timeout White.
Timeout White.
Very good timeout.
Yep. They were about to go over and back. They were about to have a turnover in the middle of the field. Coach, you talk all the time about where a turnover happens and how that can create a disaster.
Anywhere in the middle of the field is coming back the other way in a hurry. That time, the timeout was a very good one because the long stick had the ball. It's tough for a long stick to protect it, and he was really triple teamed because he had the midline, which he couldn't go over, and he couldn't go off the sideline.
Here is Boston getting back into the game. Brought to you by Mark Cockerton. Ripping it from outside. Coach, you love the way this kid plays.
Love the way he plays. He's a guy who lives and breathes lacrosse. And again, coming from the family where his dad was one of the all-time great players, he learned the game at a young age, and not just how to play, but what lacrosse means and how important it is to these players.
7 years in the league out of UVA. Lots of experience for him. 2-goal deficit, just under 2 minutes remaining here, third quarter. Good look at that Boston bench. There's Cockerton wearing the C, one of the leaders. 3 goals on 9 shots, 7 on goal. That's another key, too, is how many shots are you making the goalie make a save?
Because eventually, if you put those shots on target and you force that goalie to make save after save, eventually it's going to get to him. It might not get to him in the first quarter, second, third, but if they add up in the fourth, boy, he's been under a lot of pressure.
Coach Cork loving the multi-sport athletes, and as we say in hockey about shooting on goal, if you don't hit the cage, it's just another loud sound on the boards, right?
That's it.
These guys are hitting the cage, the best players around the world.
There are 2 elements to a shot, speed and accuracy. Accuracy is more important.
This is Brendan Kearns getting it. And Justin Ray coming off the pick by Kearns. Dylan Malloy tries to thread the needle. Pass is deflected, but it will not reset the shot clock, which is at 18. This is Kearns. Kearns taking some pressure. Gets his hands free enough to release the shot, but they're at 8 on the shot clock now. Justin Ray forces it inside. That's going to be an over and back. And Randy Stotts flips it over his shoulder and plays a little catch. Kyle Jackson pushing it around and it's back to Stotts. And the double comes so early on Stotts.
Well, Buket's coming early because he's holding on to the ball.
Yeah.
And Stotts sees the slide coming. Let it keep coming to you, but before he gets to you, bang the ball to a teammate. You're going to have an open man.
Challen Rogers inside feed. And that's going to be white possession as Stotts tried to pitchfork that one behind the hip. Mark Ellis subbing out as Nicky Galasso comes through the box. Here is Galasso. Morocco makes that save, gobbles it. And with 5 seconds left, and now we're going to get another right back at him. And that is a clear desk pop, Coach, to end the third quarter, 14-12. As we get a great treat at looking at the Maryland World War II Memorial. Fourth quarter, can't miss this action. There's what's at stake. You want to know what they're playing for? This is the 20th year of Major League Lacrosse, and that is the championship trophy. A whirlwind of activity. Only Boston lead today was 1-0. The game was tied twice, 1-1 and 2-2. And New York has led for the last 35 minutes of play. Booker Corrigan and Don Zimmerman bringing you the call. And a huge thank you to our producer Joel Kate and Scott Zolotaro, doing a great job in the truck for us all afternoon. As Boston and New York scrap it out, and here comes New York with the face-off possession.
Knock it off.
Get the great sounds from the refs. Like a kindergarten cop down there, Coach. Knock it off. That's enough out of you.
Well, I like how the officials, they communicate with the players. They want the game to run smoothly. They're going to talk to them. They're going to warn them a little bit, but let them play. Keep it clean, let them play.
Errant behind the back offering. And Boston looks the clear, and the pass gets picked off. And here comes it. We talked about that midfield turnover.
There's 4, there's 5 here. Oh, get around.
Second chance opportunity now for New York. The defense's legs are starting to get a little tired. Take advantage of it. Work for a high-quality shot.
If you love lacrosse, we have it for you all week. Tomorrow, Chesapeake against New York, and then Denver against the Philadelphia Barrage. Barrage dropping one earlier. I know assistant coach Brian Doc Doherty disappointed with that. Shot just wide. And here is Malloy. Big wide feed that time. And Decker Curran, two-pointer, and Morocco handles. And now we get a flag down.
Come on, guys!
And now we get two players mixed up in the middle of the field. They'll scrap.
Stop, back up. Go through these guys. I say 44 slash them too. 44 and 92
guys
with slashes. Yeah. All right. So there's 3 separate fouls.
Come here.
So you got 3, 6, hang on for a second.
Starts with 16 white
Yeah.
down here.
Yeah.
Then it goes 92 blue, 44 white. Okay.
So it's going to be
3 fouls.
16, 44, and 92.
Correct.
got it.
So they're all going to be locked in.
All locked in.
And we're going to give the ball to blue.
Blue, yeah.
16 and 44 white. We're up 92 blue.
16 and 44 white.
Yep,
92
16,
blue,
44,
blue
92.
ball.
16. They got 2, you got 1. Come on, you're up a man.
Had an AP that was simultaneous after the whistle, so that should be our ball.
9 on 8.
The 2 from you, 1 against them. 2 fouls on white, 16 and 44.
It just stays what it was. That first flag denotes the possession.
Like locked in.
No, 5 on 4.
1 man. Yep, up 1 man for 1 minute. 1 man down.
A lengthy and detailed explanation. Here we go.
5 on 4.
Throw that down
1 minute, all locked in, okay?
Minute. You got a minute.
So the 3 penalties, they're all locked in.
Right here, you have the ball.
They go together.
And I like how the officials converged and conversed and
1
talked
minute,
about this
5
to
on
get it
4.
right. Their job is to get it right. If it takes long, it takes long. Get it right.
They're down 2, you're down 1.
All right, here we go, gentlemen. Start the shot clock.
Crossfield pass. Challen Rogers unable to gather that. And New York comes up with the ground ball. And this is Peter Welch.
Huge stop there.
There's 4 down here. There's only 4 down here.
Peter Welch hauling the mail a little bit longer than he would like to. The second-year player out of Duke. He's still.
Tell you what, nice job, boy. He was hanging on there for dear life, but he made the play.
Galassa with the take, and that's going to be Boston possession.
Wait.
Again, you see when you're 5-on-4 man up, the passing lanes are much wider. Much tougher for the defense to defend a 5-on-4 than a 6-on-5.
And now we are all even. 6-on-6 lacrosse. Such a great special at halftime on Lyle Thompson and the Creators game. So much respect for what they all do for the sport. There's Thompson family clinics and camps.
I was at the Tewarton dinner book when both he and Miles shared the Tewarton Award, and it was one of the special moments in my life in the game of lacrosse to see that and to see that they were both recognized.
And it's so great at University of Albany with Scotty Marr, who I know you coached in college. I played a little bit of hockey with Scotty Marr. He definitely lets them freewheel, and the Thompsons and some of the great players coming out of Albany, the first thing they want to hear is, you can freewheel.
Does a nice job with this program.
Real scoring drought, just like we started the game. Things have calmed down. Dylan Malloy now, double on him. He carries the double, and there's that counter punching where he tries to engage the defender and then react off of it. Gets his hands free.
Piper.
Little post Malone showing up. And here comes a clear-cut 4-on-3 for Boston. They need it. Oh, and they get it. That is a great shot by Randy Stotts.
Classic 4-on-3 fast break. Midfielder comes down the field. Attack sets up in a triangle. The midfielder wants to go away from the point man to form a box. Great spacing. Away from the point man steps up. He had one more, but I tell you, that time Wasserman wasn't high enough above the goal and Stotts let it go. Good decision. Classic 4-on-3 fast break.
That was the first goal since there were 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Almost a 10-minute scoring drought. Rarely seen in Major League Lacrosse, but it's also a tribute. These are not slouch defensemen.
These are very good defensemen.
These are not regular schnooks.
And the goalies are playing well.
Yep.
The last line of defense.
Here's Jackson up top for Boston. They've whittled the lead down to 1. Jackson wants to get a 2-man game going with Rogers. Pick and roll. Pushes it across. Cal Dirth, and now it's back with Cockerton.
He's got a good matchup.
Man, New York knew it, and they doubled immediately.
Well, that's smart defense.
Stotts did inside a finish, and right now New York, the penalty gets wiped out.
Well, that time I think it looked like New York almost stopped playing.
Yeah.
And you keep playing till you hear the whistle.
So, Coach, if you're going to diagnose that as fatigue a bit of a problem, is that why they called a timeout right there, or is this? You think fatigue?
No, I think he wants to tell his team, hey, play till the whistle.
So, yeah.
They kind of stopped playing, and Boston didn't, and as a result, Boston got a layup.
14-all is your score. We are tied with 9:30 to go. highlights of a Boston run that put them back in the game. 2 goals in the last 40 seconds. And that media timeout was certainly well-timed for New York. They were feeling some fatigue, Coach.
Coach O'Hara was waiting for it, praying for it, actually. Boston's on fire. Lacrosse is a game of runs. And right now, Boston's on a terrific run.
A lot of momentum for the Cannons. As they go back with Reisman on the faceoff, and here comes New York. Nice possession right now to cop a chill. Give their offense some time as Connor O'Hara settles things.
Good job by O'Hara. Take the air out of the ball a little bit, get your people on the field, call play, call formation, run it hard, work for the high-quality shot. Everybody on the same page.
Brendan Kearns and Decker Curran playing some catch. And Nick Aponte. And this is Kearns. Little flick behind the back. Aaron.
Back up, Blue, back up, Blue. 9!
Here's Dylan Malloy with the drive and the shot.
New York subbing their offensive middies out.
Yep.
Good strategy. Takes
Shot
away
clock.
any kind of transition coming the other way.
Last game of the day, you see it up in the corner. Connecticut Hammerheads, their first time ever. And they take on the Denver Outlaws at 7 o'clock. Challen Rogers, patient as Boston is really feeling it right now. Momentum breeds momentum, Coach. Rogers shrugs off the check. Double comes. He rolls it. Oh, goodness. Oh. And that's going to be interference, textbook interference.
Good call by the official. Yep. Right there in good position. You can hit the goalie stick when he's standing in the crease with the ball.
Even if
he doesn't have the ball.
Even if his stick is outside the crease, if his feet are in the crease,
he still has the privilege. Exactly.
Justin Ray for New York now. And here's Colin Burke. Great inside feed, shot. Ball somehow stays out. Morocco must be good at horseshoes. He got lucky on that one. Randy Stotts, they're under him. Outside bomb gets blocked on its way. The New York Lizards are scoreless in the last 15 minutes. Look at the side of your screen as you see that replay. A lot of footwork.
Off the pipe.
A lot of soccer for a bunch of lacrosse players going on in there. New York successfully clearing that ball with 2 seconds left on the clearing clock. 20 seconds to get it over midfield. Here's Dylan Malloy out of Brown University. Played for Coach Lars Tiffany back in those days.
Here comes the quick double.
Outside shot, wide. 7 seconds on the shot clock now. Sean O'Brien ripping that one. Here's Dylan Malloy, 5 on the shot clock. Forces it inside, not a bad idea.
Put it down. Put it down. Leave it down.
5:20 to go.
You gotta get in, please. I know you're tired.
And they just tipped their hand, Coach. I've been talking, fatigue is setting in a little bit. You can hear coaches saying to their players, I know you're tired. You gotta get in.
Next full reset.
Under 5, dogs, under 5.
This is Jackson.
He's got a good matchup here.
Ooh. Bryce Wasserman rolling back.
Good defense.
Challen Rogers now. Takes a run at his man, right to right, split dodge, swims over the top. Shot well high, well wide. Randy Stotts with the backup. 14 on their shot clock now. Inside feed. Hustled the shot, hit Cal right in the logo.
But considering the heat out here, these players are giving it everything they have right now. Both teams.
Great save right there by Dylan Malloy on the errant pass. Right as you talked about, the heat and the physical toll it's taken on him. Saves 13-11. Big difference from the first half differential.
Great look.
Oh, no, you didn't. Not up in here. Slide it on back.
Big save by Nick Morocco right there on the doorstep. Huge save.
Some might call that a game changer. We will see. 3.5 minutes remaining here, fourth quarter, and we are tied 14-all. Booker Corrigan and Don Zimmerman bringing you the call. Great crossfield feed.
Another great save. Got it with his foot.
Cal Dirth with the awesome pass.
Great effort. Boy, every possession right now is critical. Yeah. Every single possession.
Steven Romano, number 15 from New York, passes that ball and just nearly collapses on the field.
Well, they're giving it everything they have.
Yeah, it's a war of attrition. Sean O'Brien. And again, a well-timed check sends the ball just out of bounds. Quick restart. And we get a timeout on the field. Annapolis, Maryland. There's your Blue Angels. Great place to be. Great game, great finish. 14-all, tied up with 2:28 remaining. Today's defensive play of the game is brought to you by Progressive, making it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. Look at that save by Morocco. Inside, slams the door, and he did not flinch. Coach, that's you, as a shooter, you're looking for that goalie to flinch a little bit. Didn't happen.
Shooter shot the ball high to high. That's when you give him that little fake and shoot high to low. But Morocco took advantage of the situation. Could be the play of the game.
Cal Dirth gets it. Wasserman behind the cage for Boston. Keep an eye on him. And of course, Kyle Jackson, the Michigan grad, has made his presence felt today. Here's Rogers. Pass to Jackson. Inside feed. Handled by Cochran. Still handled. Shot, goal. More Cochran.
Unbelievable play. What a handle. Mark Cochran, he's doing it all today. He's taking the ball, he's shooting the ball on target with room and time, but also that time kept moving his feet, handled some pressure inside and finished. Good look by Jackson, but look at this. Handles the ball and a great finish. Takes a special player to handle all that pressure at this point in the game, Book.
Coach Zim, I got some stats for you. That is the first Boston lead since they won. They had the lead 1-0, and New York is now scoreless in the last 19 minutes of play. Credit the Boston defense and some of that Maryland heat in the summertime. Reisman, the face-off man with the shot. Coach Zim, is it time to take the air out of the ball, run the clock out? You got a 1-goal lead now?
I think you want to be very, very cautious with the ball. I would say absolutely. Run the clock down. Work for a high-quality shot, but don't force the ball inside.
And the face-off guy, Reisman, knows that he's got a back up there. So he's almost, it's a possession shot where you know you're shooting wide.
Right.
Anything but a save.
Right. Take away the counterattack.
Here's Randy Stotts behind. Shot clock still with 23 seconds on it.
Can't foul here. That would be the end of the game with a foul.
Oh, and a shot to goal. Wasserman, speed dodge, hands free, punishing.
Big time goal by Bryce Wasserman. Good job by the Cannon offense, taking the air out of the ball, understanding the situation. But they saw an opportunity, could have drawn a foul as well, but you got to take away that right hand. You can't give him up the field, make him turn, and then you can slide when he's not looking.
And now 42.7 seconds left. And New York over 30 face-offs taken today.
This works in Boston's favor if that ball just stays on the ground.
Yeah, Reisman doing a good job tying it up, and now they come away with possession, and we get a timeout by Boston. Coach, I got to ask you, does that timeout benefit New York or Boston right there? Because now New York gets a chance to set something up, which they did not have.
Well, you know, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Right.
You know, you just gotta go with your gut feeling in that situation.
Here's a look at Mark Cochran's expertise today. Catch and release program, and now inside clutch. He's got handles for days. That was your go-ahead goal on the night they hadn't led since 1-0.
Well, that's being persistent.
Yep.
It's hanging in there, facing some adversity, working your way through it. And if you can do that for 60 minutes, there's a good chance you're going to win a ball game.
And we talked about his ability to put the ball on cage on his shots, make the goalie make a save. His shots on goal percentage is a valuable statistic.
Very valuable. And that
4 goals, 10 shots, 8 of them on goal.
80%, I'd take that any day.
Expect we're going to have 10 men here too. Goalie's going to be out.
That Boston huddle prepared for the goalie double team. Austin Kaut, the goaltender for New York, will be out running around, most likely.
So they're going to double the ball. Everyone else has to shut off. The farthest man from the ball can kind of lay off a little bit. The rule is you're close enough to your man that if the ball were thrown to him, you arrive when the ball arrives.
Zach Goodrich gets the honors. And for that, he's going to get Lumber City.
Ball Zeus, guys, ball Zeus. Let that stick out.
And Boston with an amazing comeback. Cochran, shot goes wide. It's backed up by Bryce Wasserman, and he will run the clock out. Boston ends the game on a 5-0 run to win 16-14.
Heck of a game. Cannons really came out in the second half and took control.
An incredible run at the end of the game. You got to feel like both teams show up and they're committed to show up in shape. but I feel like we got to give the edge on conditioning to Boston, as showing up ready to play in the fourth quarter, because they really did dominate the end of the game.
They had fourth quarter legs. It seemed like the Lizards didn't. But again, it's the first game of the week. Both teams have to improve during the course of the tournament, which they will. But so far, 2 terrific games here at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, and we talked yesterday at practice about how the guys in the hotel, in the bubble, were socializing a little bit. But then we joked that by Tuesday, Wednesday night, there's not going to be any socializing. It's going to be nap time. A lot of napping.
Look, these are pros, and they came here to win.
Yep.
And they'll be challenged, no doubt about it. But despite all the other things, there are very few distractions, which helps. But these teams came here to win.
Player of the game, Mark Cochran. No doubt. What an absolute stud performance. Let's reveal today's player of the game, presented by Powerade. More power for more. And it is the UVA grad. We talked a number of times about the incredible skill of his father, Stan. For Don Zimmerman and our entire crew, a nice shot of the Naval Academy. For Don Zimmerman and our entire crew, I'm Brooker Corrigan. Coming up at the top of the hour, it's more MLL action as the Connecticut Hammerheads face off against the Denver Outlaws.
Boston Cannons Championship Run 2020 season replay, brought to you by Suffolk Construction.